previous owner delivered the TVR at my house with a full MOT, and the MOT passed. It has a few remarks, but besides that, the car has a lot of history. It also has the license plates from the UK, so I was able to trace that, and it has a lot of MOT certificates and a few bills. I'm not going to do a full review on this TVR, but we'll do one later. But I'm just going to give you a sneak look, and maybe you guys can tell me where I need to pay attention to and where not to. So overall, the TVR looks quite clean, and there's no obvious damage on the body itself. But then again, this is a polyester body, so the real details are underneath on the tubular chassis. I'm not sure if the wheels are the original wheels, but hopefully you guys can tell me if this was standard or not. And here and there you have some chips of the paint in the front of the car. And I also noticed that the headlight has a stone impact right here, and I think the part is still laying inside that came off. So I probably will replace these lights. And it has a few stress points in the front of the nose. I only spotted a few of those spiders, not a lot, just a few. Of course, this can be repaired, but I will take a bit of effort and a respray. So most of it looks pretty much alright. The rear window is really intact and the rubbers are good, and I understood that it was very hard to get a replacement rear window. And it looks like the rear lights are coming from a TR6 because they look so familiar to me. So let's have a look inside. I think this is looking quite alright and decent inside, and I noticed that all the instruments are actually working. And the speedometer indicates about 75,000 miles. And the steering wheel looks slightly modified, but that should be alright. But overall, the interior is not too bad. Although I think that they also modified the stick shift and the plate underneath. And the seats are looking in a fairly good condition. But what about the open roof? Because that typically rusts on the edges as far as I know, or as far as I read it, and that looks pretty much intact. No, this looks good. This looks really good. Yep. It closes nicely. Alright, that's good stuff. Yeah. So let's have a look underneath the bonnet. And this looks like your standard SX 3-liter Ford engine. See a little bit of oil here and there. It has still the original carburetor on it, which is the dual Weber. Yeah, and for the rest, I'm not going to check anything out right now. This is something for later when I do a full assessment of this car. What I did notice though is that for some awkward reason, the front part of these fenders is cut off on both sides. The previous owner told me that this was to have a better cooling. I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me. So let's see if we can get it cranked up. The engine is cold for the moment, but I think that the valves really need some adjustment because they really make a lot of noise. And the car came actually with license plates from the UK, and I did check the license plate in the UK, and this is from 1977. That's when the car was registered in the UK, and it was even marked yellow at that time. It was registered in the UK until 1998, and then it moved to Belgium. And it also came with a lot of MOT test certificates. I think this is typically for the UK because that doesn't tell me anything, but you can see all the years that are on these and where it was done. So I always can find back the garages where, or the MOT station where it's been checked, and I have a whole raft of them. So for every year in the UK that this car was there, I have actually that document, which is really good. And over here we got a lot of bills and maintenance bills and a big invoice here on a lot of replacement parts that were done in the UK. So the car has some good history. And it comes with a car pass, and this lists the mileage that was done every year when the car went to the Belgium Control Technique or the MOT in Belgium. And it's traceable back to 2002. That's when they started using the car pass. And you can see how the mileage was 65,900 miles and how slowly it went all the way up till today with 75,000 miles. And the actual MOT is valid until about 2 years, I would say. It has a few remarks, the wiper blades, and then it has a remark on the chassis corrosion, and I had a quick look, but it's nothing serious. But we know this is an issue with these cars, so we'll have a closer look later on. And there's a little oil leak as well somewhere. It's sweating, as they say, so that will have to be fixed. But these are just remarks to keep an eye on, and for the rest, nothing is wrong with this car. It passed the full MOT. I think I got a very good deal on this car. I had it for a very good price, and considering the overall condition, which is not too bad, and considering that the car is 43 years old and past MOT as well. So I think this is a good starter to start working on. Now obviously we haven't lifted it up, we didn't do a full inspection on the outriggers, on the chassis, we didn't look at all the brakes, but it did pass MOT, so that should be good. There's still a lot of other small things we need to check. I also will check the engine, the compression and so on, but that's coming in another video. And by all means, please provide me comments or recommendations or whatever, because I love to hear that from you guys. Thank you and have a great evening. Bye bye.